In his famous quote and now book, Pastor Chuck Swindoll offers us great wisdom and insight. He says life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react. Think about that for a moment. Let it sink in. Why do some people overcome obstacles while others live defeated? Why do some choose to forgive and get better, but others hold on to resentment and grow bitter? How you react is largely determined by your attitude and perspective. A person's attitude is rooted in his or her perspective. Perspective is a way of thinking about and understanding something. It's a particular viewpoint. In a bigger sense, it's a worldview. Today, I'd like you to consider two important questions concerning life. Number one, do circumstances have the power to define and dictate your life? Number two, do people have the power to define and dictate your life? What's your answer? Well, that depends entirely on your perspective and worldview. If life is limited to what we experience through our five senses and what we see is all there is, then you will spend your time reacting to circumstances and people, allowing them to define and dictate your life. If, on the other hand, you let God's light illuminate your understanding, then you'll realize there's more to life than meets the eye. No, it's not robots in disguise, alien encounters, or even AI. Most of us intuitively know there's an unseen spiritual realm that's as real as the physical world. Unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation and confusion about this subject. So, how can we know what's true about the unseen supernatural realm? What is truth? Over 2,000 years ago, a Roman governor named Pontius Pilate asked Jesus this profound question. Today, we're still wrestling with it and debating it in the public square. Our starting point begins with yet another question. I know, enough with the questions already. But without answers, we'll never fully grasp the purpose and meaning of life. So, here it goes. Does absolute truth exist? Absolutely. Truth corresponds to the facts and reflects reality. Absolute truth is true for all people, everywhere, all the time, regardless of generation, culture, race, gender, or nationality. For instance, is it morally wrong to murder or rape? Yes, it is. This absolute moral law has been written on our hearts by God, the absolute moral lawgiver. Only God sees things as they actually are. Only God sees you as you actually are. God's perspective is the only one that's 100% right and 100% true 100% of the time. No other person or perspective can rightfully claim this. God's perspective has been gifted to the human race through revelation by God himself. So, who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? No one knows the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God that inspired every word penned in the Bible I'm holding. Let's revisit our opening questions about whether circumstances and people have the power to define and dictate our lives. God declares, and I am convinced, that nothing can separate us from God's love. Neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither our fears for today or worries about tomorrow. Not even the powers of hell can separate us from God's love. If you and I wholeheartedly believe and embrace God's perspective, trusting in Christ for our salvation and following him as Lord, then circumstances and people will never have the power to define us, because only God can do that. God bless you.